right. Good morning, grand rising, great day to you all. Welcome. You are tuned into the Peak Wellness Hour where faith meets wellness and where we believe that whatever our hands find to do, we do it well. I am Angelina, aka Queen G, your co host here along with Queen Edith, Pastor Queen Edith. And every Saturday, we take the time to invest in your health, your mind, your body, spirit, even finances. You all, we dive into all of that. So today, we're going to continue to do so. We're talking about boundaries. We've done it before. We're going to dive back into boundaries and just take it to a new level. So I hope you all are excited. Make sure you grab your pen and paper. As we engage with you, help you thrive, and we go on this journey together towards wholeness. You all stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, so we are back. Welcome again, really quickly. Grand Rising to my Queen Mother, Rhonda Thomas, in the virtual building, along with Queen Kathy B with the United Empires of Equivalent. Grand Rising to everyone that is listening. I just want to let you all know so nobody's confused. I thought about it when I chose the little short video for an intro with the young lady in the bathtub. And this is why. We're talking about self-help today. We're diving in to the serenity and sometimes the solitude of self-love, self-peace, self-acceptance. And that all comes along with boundaries. So I thought when I saw the young lady in the bathtub appropriately dressed, I said, you know what? I'm gonna have to give me a nice bathtub moment. So yes, we're here to talk about self-love and self-wholeness, and then how it ties in with having boundaries, healthy boundaries with others. So Queen.
Good morning, queens and kings. I hope and pray that you're all doing well. Believe it or not, it is the last weekend of the month of September. And yes, it's my baby brother's birthday. Happy birthday, Hexie. Billy boy, I'm praying for you. I love you. I appreciate you. You're getting old. Don't forget that, okay? You're getting old. You're the baby and you're getting old. You make us all feel old. Anyway, we thank you for joining us this Saturday. We don't take your time for granted. Like Queen said, setting healthy boundaries, ensuring that you are enjoying peace and living the life. So, what are boundaries? What are boundaries? And this is what I have. They are about defining where we end and others begin. That is one, okay? Without healthy boundaries, our relationship can become toxic, draining, and unbalanced. Especially today, one of the ways to set boundaries is even where to keep your phone at night, in the morning, in the day. We're going to dive deeper into all of this, but we encourage you. We are streaming live from the Peak Wellness Hour page. So please invite a friend, Invite a family, people you probably need to set boundaries with. Invite all of them and let's dig in. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you.
She's so elegant.
Oh,
So let me ask you, again, Queen Edith's almost done with her master's in therapy. So yes. Let's start by talking about boundaries. When we hear the word boundaries, a lot of times we think that it's a negative connotation, in the back of our head. We think a lot of times people think, because when when you have to have boundaries, I have to say no, and a lot of people are not comfortable saying no, um not comfortable taking time out for themselves. Yes,
thank you.
congratulations. um
Wait till December. Wait till
yes, it's
December.
almost here, so yeah, so a lot of times when people talk about boundaries, they also think about change, how they have, that's what it is, how they have to make changes and make adjustments, so speak on the positive note, of having boundaries in relationships, even when it comes to work relationships or friendships, school settings. What is the healthy aspect, um, in setting those boundaries for yourself as well as others? That was a mouthful.
Okay, but boundary, I don't know. Well, when I think about boundary,
Mhm,
I don't hear a negative connotation, but for the purpose of argument,
mhm,
first of all, what really is a boundary?
mhm,
It's almost like an invisible wall.
mhm,
Okay, where you place yourself in,
mhm,
and a line that you won't allow people to cross.
mhm,
Okay, so boundaries. Let's just say you are married, Queen, and your boundary, one of the boundaries is that you don't allow friends to cross in to
mhm,
discuss your marriage.
mhm,
It doesn't matter what they think they see.
mhm,
That Queen G and King Kevin seem a loggerheads, or they see King Kevin out there somewhere, so maybe at dinner with a girl that they don't know. Oh, we saw your husband. He's with
mhm,
this girl at this place. No, it's none of your business. That's a
mhm,
boundary.
mhm,
It's healthy.
mhm.
Whatever my
Yes.
husband is doing out there, whether I know it or not, it's none of your business. It's not your business. Come and tell me where my
Mhm.
husband is, what he's doing. Mind your business. That's a
Yes.
healthy boundary. You are protecting your marriage. It doesn't mean if there's a problem, you don't deal with it. You know
Mhm.
how to deal with your situation. And if you
Yes.
need help, you know who to go to for help.
Mhm.
But letting everybody talk about your relationship
Mhm.
can create a problem for you. So it's not unhealthy. It's a
Mhm.
very healthy boundary and it's not negative. You are
Mhm.
protecting your children, your husband, your marriage, your home. Okay. Another healthy boundary, when I talked about your home, not everybody comes into your bedroom.
Mhm.
There are some people you meet at Starbucks or some other place, McDonald's, wherever. There are some people who can come into your house, be in your living room. Some
Mhm.
people can go beyond the living room to the kitchen. Some people can come to your guest bedroom. Those
Mhm.
are healthy boundaries. So you have to know your relationships and what limits you have to, what's the word to use? I don't want to use boundaries and I don't want to use limit. Compartmentalization.
I like that.
Compartmentalize your relationships. That's
Mhm.
good. So
Mhm.
your work colleagues, you are fine, you're good, you laugh at work, but after work, it's done.
Mhm.
Right? You're running a business, okay,
Mhm.
and everybody is giving you advice at the business. You hear Queen G says that, you hear Queen Edith said that, you hear Queen, everybody is telling you.
Mhm.
What is the limit? Who are your business mentors? Because there's so much information out there. I'm not saying anything is wrong, but you have to have people who mentor you in your business, in your career, in your education, all of it. You have to be
Mhm.
able to compartmentalize relationships, who is for what, and have a peaceful friendship with everyone. When I say friendship, I don't mean bringing them to your bosom. Have it that way. When you know the limits and you've placed boundaries, you know what not to cross, even for yourself.
Mhm.
You maintain your peace to
Yes.
allow you to function
Mhm.
effectively and allow you also to relate better.
Yes.
Because otherwise, Queen G will come into your home, do something you
Mhm.
don't like, be angry about it all day, all week, all month, be angry at her. You can't tell her, you can't deal with her, or you tell her, it raises conflict and it disturbs your peace.
Mhm.
But when you know what you want, when you know where your limits are, you can control it in a way that helps you keep your peace. That's my answer.
I love it. I love it. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you said a mouthful. I've learned, like you said, when it comes to different situations, that you do have to compartmentalize. Um, and we have to get out of the habit of always sharing things with everyone. A lot of times when you don't realize what a friend is and what a colleague is or what an acquaintance is, you're sharing things and you're opening yourself up to all kinds of stress and distractions. So that's something I think a lot of times in the workforce, we spend a lot of time with our work colleagues. You're at work or you're at home for a lot of people. A lot of people, that's where you find your friendships at. That's where you wind up dating people at, all sorts of things like that. So I do think that it can become close knit as far as a family situation, but there still has to be boundaries with conversations and not just sharing personal things, being comfortable saying things that are not so appropriate, you know, uh, jokes, just certain things, certain mannerisms, certain demeanors can get you into some sticky situations. So, yeah, I think it's very important that we set those boundaries. And it's kind of one of those things where it goes across the board, as a friend, this friend, as friends, this is what it is. But Queen Edith is a different kind of friend than this friend. There are different levels, but across the board, you got to be careful with who you're sharing information with, who you're sharing your life with. We talked about people, the power of the tongue, and having life and death in situations. And a lot of times we share things with people that we should not be sharing things with, and you look and see what's being said and the harm it actually does to you psychologically. We're talking about emotionally here. It does damage. So just be mindful of that. I know we love to get on social media anymore, and different people know different people like that you watch on TV. We don't know these people, but we have an opinion about all these people that we're watching. Even in entertainment, you don't know these people. You got to be careful what you put out there and what you allow. You have to guard yourself. What information you allow out there about yourself. So that's important too. Consider that when we're on social media, we're sharing things. Um, you can't take things back. So when we're being reckless and disrespectful, irresponsible, you have to have boundaries with that too. I just wanted to put that out there. But Queen, go ahead. I know it was a lot.
Okay, so so there are physical boundaries, there are emotional
Mhm.
boundaries, there are mental
Mhm.
boundaries, there are spiritual boundaries. Right now, probably social media boundaries. I would like there are people, okay, I've seen people spill their lives on social media
Mhm.
when they're angry at their spouses. They're spewing everything on social media. It's crazy how we don't have boundaries. Social media is a great tool, but there is no way I'm coming to talk about my relationships on social media. What
Mhm.
happens in my home is very private. So we need to learn how to keep saying private things to private things.
Mhm.
And let me say this, one of these things that I want to say to you is Queen G was talking about things we talk about with people, right? If you're going to tell me something and you're going to start with don't tell anybody, please don't tell me.
Right?
Seriously, don't. The fact that you find it's necessary to say, don't tell anybody.
Hmm.
Don't, you're not supposed to. So, because your level of trust for that person is questionable, don't
Hmm.
say it.
Hmm.
Okay. And we need to talk, the Bibles talk about guarding our hearts with all diligence. It also includes what you put out there to people.
Hmm.
If you don't want people to talk about it, if you don't want it to become a public thing, please keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
It's so we are getting to a point where we are becoming so comfortable spilling our lives to everybody.
Hmm.
That's a seriously physical, in my mind, it's a physical boundary. Be mindful. The people you bring around you.
Hmm.
So when I talk about physical boundary, you're talking about respect for personal space. Okay. And so this is Edith's space. If you come to my home, you need to respect the rules of my house. Okay. If you come to my office, you need to respect my office. You need to respect everything, my children, my spouse. There needs to be that necessary
Hmm.
respect. So when Queen is saying that, be careful about the things you talk about. It will come back to bite you. Those things will come back to bite you. So we need to be careful. And it kills our peace.
Yeah.
I shared something with Queen G. I'm wondering, why did I even say that? What if she goes, because she has another best friend. What if she goes to tell somebody else, and this person also has a best friend, and they tell somebody, and
Hmm.
there's something you want to keep private and secret. Why do that? Why do that? And there's, well, let me ask you this. All those listening to us, I don't know how many I can tell. When you think of a boundary, what do you think about? What is one of the most important boundary you have set for yourself over the years that you've made sure you have ensured it? I'm curious to see those comments. What boundary have you set and kept it? Because sometimes we say we won't do this and we do, but
Hmm.
some things we are very protective of and we don't allow anybody to cross it. Okay. The other boundary I talked about is mental boundary, right? I'm checking my notes. Mental boundaries, protecting your thoughts and ideas from being unduly influenced.
Hmm.
Protecting your thoughts and ideas. The fact that you think that, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then you tell everybody.
Hmm.
You dilute, you
I like
dilute
that.
it.
I
Yes,
like
you
that.
dilute the situation
Hmm.
and it becomes weak. It
Hmm.
becomes loose. Sometimes it's good to have an what do you call it? An accountability partner to hold you accountable. But
Hmm.
it's important that outside of that, you keep everything to yourself. You have a business idea, you have a something.
Hmm.
Do it after you've done it before you talk about it. Don't tell
Hmm.
everybody and lose it, weaken, dilute it. So now you can't even do it. Everybody is chipping in. Everybody is there. Now you're
Hmm.
confused.
Yes.
Now you're confused. There's something about, I always say that God gives a vision to one person. The idea comes to one person. Most of the time, that idea comes to me. Queen G may be doing something similar, but when God gives me the idea, He shows me the process. He guides me with the process, step by step process of how to achieve it.
Hmm.
Now, I've gone to Queen G. Queen G is doing it. If it's okay to learn from Queen G, but I have to be solid in. Okay, I like that idea too, but this is what I sense within me. This is how I feel like I need to go. I may share it with Queen G, so maybe because maybe she's my mentor, maybe you're doing this together and I can learn from her. But the key is that I don't let her ideas throw away mine.
Mhm.
Because we may be doing something, but there's a peculiar way we do it. So the people I'm supposed to reach, she will not reach them. But when
Yeah.
I take hers, I'm becoming a copycat. So mind who you share your thoughts and ideas with. And I'll say this too. Mind what you are letting in.
Mhm.
What are people saying to you? What negativity? Oh, you can't. This is too much. You can't do this. Oh, the thought of it even makes me tired, right? And then it begins to influence you. Begin to get discouraged. Queen, I think I've talked enough. I'll come back to the other two.
No, go ahead. Keep going.
Okay.
Go
All
ahead.
right. So emotional boundaries. Your emotions. Getting angry.
Mhm.
Getting frustrated at everything and everybody. You are scattered emotionally. You don't have any control over it because of what you're allowing to influence you. You need to you need to have that wall, be that resilient, so that not everything and everybody can affect you in a way that you are all over the place almost every day. Okay, your emotions and others begin in the same way you are respecting everybody else's emotions. Everybody has a right to feel the way they're feeling, but don't let people allow you basically control how you're going to respond or react by the things they say. They push your buttons.
Mhm.
You allow people to push every button. Everybody's able to push every button. Who are the people who you care about? Who are the people who are allowed to come into your inner circle? Guard those emotions, because it definitely determines your behavior,
Mhm.
determines your day, determine how things are going to end up, and it disturbs your peace.
Yeah.
Queen, I'll let you talk.
No, because I want to laugh because when you said that, all I'm thinking about is you're going up this tall story building and you're in this elevator and you got to go to what, like the 21st floor, and you got somebody that just comes on and pushes all the buttons. And that's what I thought that's what we allow people to do to us. We allow
Ooh.
people to get on our ride up, and just push all the buttons, you know. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, that's an amazing visual, because I can
Mhm.
see it. Like, just say there are 30 levels. You're going to
Yeah.
22, 24, 25, and then somebody can switch 2, 3, 4, 5. So it stops at every
Mhm.
level. So what happens? It delays you.
Mhm. Mhm.
It delays you. And time is important in some of these situations, because there's a time, and now you're allowing people to draw you back and delay you from getting to where you need to be, when you need to be there, when it matters most. I love that visual.
Yeah. Does anybody do illustrations? We're gonna have to get that on the illustration. Lord have mercy.
I
Yeah.
love that visual.
Yeah. Yeah. Just gotta keep going to the top. So, and keep your eye on the prize. So what was your last one? You had another one. Or was that it?
Spiritual.
Go ahead.
Spiritual. So let me share the story. So this is what I say. When you are convicted and convinced about what you're doing, okay, you are solidly grounded in it. Don't allow people to sway you. If you can be swayed in your beliefs, and I'm not just even talking about spiritual, I'm talking about everything.
Mhm.
If you can be swayed in your beliefs, then maybe you need to do your homework again. If you
Mhm.
can be swayed to continue to push, people who push boundaries most, children. Our children, the little ones, the teenagers, they're very good at pushing boundaries.
Mhm.
They're very good playing mom against dad.
Mhm.
They're very, very good at pushing boundaries. But so I met this beautiful woman, and we started talking as friends. She's from Ghana, I'm from Ghana, we all live in Indiana, and we had a few things in common. So we started conversing. Well, come to find out, she wanted, she has a different belief system, spiritual belief system from what I have.
Mhm.
And of course, there's nothing wrong with sharing her belief system. But she kept pushing for me to leave mine and come to hers. And I said to her, sister, I love you and I appreciate you. And I get that you strongly believe in what you believe in. And I'm not questioning anything. But I'm also telling you that this is where I am. And I'm solid here, very immovable. You can't move me. So let's leave those alone and let's just enjoy a good relationship,
Mhm.
respecting this boundary. But she wouldn't stop. She would not stop. And it started to irritate me. And I don't get easily irritated like that. But she kept on for months. And
Mhm.
so I said, you know what? It doesn't look like you can respect where I stand. Because I would like to pull you where I am too. But I respect that you are solid, you are grounded, you believe it. If there's going to be a change, it's not up to me. You know where I am, where I stand. Please, let's leave it alone. And if we can't, if you cannot respect where I am, then I don't think this relationship is going anywhere.
Mhm.
Now that's a boundary. Now that's a boundary. So, the one thing about boundaries is you have to be convicted that it is the right thing for you, not anybody else. Because many people will not agree with it.
Queen, that's what I was talking about. That's what I was trying to convey. So thank you for sharing that story. That's what I was trying to convey earlier when I was talking about, sometimes people's perspectives about boundaries can be negative because if I'm trying to share this with you, our boundary is friendship. So, or whatever it was. So I'm trying to share this with you. And because you don't get it, you have to get it. As we're tied as friends, you have to get it. That was what I was saying with that negative side where people try to move with boundaries and you think thank you for using the words convicted. You think that it is for you to continue to do that thing because this is what I know best. This is my foundation. This is my truth. This is my experience. This is my story, whatever it is, in anything, and it's like with anything, you can be dealing with school or, whatever it is. And we have this thought that I know best, so because of our relationship, this boundary, like a child, like somebody's immature, I get to move this. I get to play with the here. That's what I was talking about on that
Okay.
negative side. Thank you for sharing that. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. Yeah. So I saw boundaries. You have to learn to respect your own boundaries.
Mhm.
Otherwise, others will not. Some people will just not stop. Okay. If I feel like, yeah, some people will just not stop. So we need to protect. Why do we even have to have boundaries?
Oh.
Why do we need boundaries?
Oh, they are so important. I mean, it's kind
Okay.
of the same way how
To
you run off the road. You can't be just run off the road. You got to have some boundaries, y'all. Got to
number
have a
one, to
line.
protect your energy
Mhm.
and preserve your mental health.
Mhm. Mhm. You want to dive off into energy and how that ties into mental health, the positive and negative energy and the aspects, or
I don't know if I want to go deep into energy, but at the end of the day, you want to put yourself in an atmosphere
There you go.
of an atmosphere that allows you to be the best you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, let's just say I'm trying to a typical example is being in a relationship with a man who was in a relationship with another woman and they have little children. Okay. The relationship with this other woman, let's just say Queen G and I would just say Queen G and I are in a, well, Queen G, let me use my sister. My sister's name is Josephine. Josephine is not my sister in this instance, but she had a relationship with Peter. Well, Josephine and Peter have 5-year-old, 7-year-old. They have children that need care. Now I am in the relationship with Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Peter has to be able to have boundaries set well enough with Josephine so she doesn't come threatening the foundation of our relationship because there's a history there.
Mm-hmm.
So if Peter doesn't set the boundary where he will go to Josephine's house, go hang out till 11 p.m. at night, 10 p.m. at night, saying I'm helping my children with their homework, or I
Mm-hmm.
helped the child with his homework, and when we finished, there was a TV show that was, "Hello, King, how are you doing?"
Then she looked lovely. Go ahead, Queen.
Oh, died. Yeah, I brought my hair because I'm tired of the wig. I'm just tired.
She looks absolutely lovely.
Thank you, King.
Welcome, King.
Wow, Professor Edith, that's so funny. Anyway, so he comes up. Oh wow, so there was a show on the TV, and I like that show, and it was showing, and I sat there and I watched it. I ended up sleeping in the couch, and I just woke up and I
Mm-hmm.
came home. One time, maybe, two times, maybe. As this goes on, it begins to threaten or disturb your peace. Your equilibrium is shaky right now. What's going on? Why does he always have to be there and come home at 10, 11 p.m.?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's nothing going on between them. But the fact that they've been in a relationship and he's spending so much time there, it brings toxicity to your relationship. Now
Mm-hmm.
you're beginning to question him. You're beginning to question, what is it? Why can't he stay with me? All right, then bring the children here. She wants him there. So no. And then you begin. If Peter doesn't set the right boundaries, you put me in an atmosphere of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're disturbing me. Now I can't function. Now I'm beginning to wonder. Now I'm looking at your phone. What kind of conversations you're having with her? No, that's dysfunctional. So stuff like that. So energy. What is he bringing right here? I don't need this. You
Mm-hmm.
need your peace, your mental health. Your mental health is being threatened. So that's what I mean by energy. Energy basically is the atmosphere. In your home, you control the thermostat, comfortable temperature. Whether it's hot outside or cold outside, you control it. Controlling the atmosphere, the temperature of your atmosphere is key to preserving the energy around you and to also preserving your mental health. I don't know if I explained it good
You
enough.
did great. You did great. Keep going. You had two more.
No, I finished.
Did you?
I can. We're talking about, okay. Boundaries also prevents burnout and resentment by teaching others how to respect. your space, your boundary, your limits. Okay, so let's say Queen G and I work together. We have an agreement, okay? She's a nurse, right? And Picom Care is a Picom Care. Is of course it's an agency. I go, I go get a new client. And I promised the client, without talking to Queen G, knowing is way past her working hours, knowing she is the evening, she's a family woman. And I said, Queen G, hey, we have this new client, and I promised them that you'll be there at 10 p.m. tonight to do assessments. Like, it's not one time. It's one time maybe, two time maybe, but when it begins to become a pattern, now I'm disturbing her. I'm not respecting her personal time. I'm not respecting that. An emergency is different. But I'm not respecting that. She has a husband. She has a home. She has children. So she will have to set that boundary with me. Edith, I get this and I get that. But seriously, it's becoming a problem between my husband and I. You see, and if we don't fix it, I may have to not work with you, remove my partnership, remove, because this is what we're gonna do. Even if you get a client in the night and they're so desperate, why don't you arrange for the following day between this time and that time? Why don't we have a shared calendar so that we know where we are between the work hours? So even if you're talking to somebody about something I can do, you see my calendar and we can respect each other. That if she doesn't speak up, she'll get angry, she'll get frustrated, and if
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't teach me how she wants me to relate with her, yes, it's going to disturb their friendship,
Mm-hmm.
their relationship, their partnership, and things will go down when we could have done better.
Mm-hmm. And great. That's so great. Communication is always the key. It's always the key because you can't expect someone to know what you're wanting.
Mm,
Well, this is the expectation for school or for work or for home. But when you're not verbalizing those things and being fair and making those things clear, there has to be some accountability there. And that also delays you setting proper boundaries because I've told, well, everybody knows when you come to my house, you do this. Well, Queen Eve doesn't know. Well, everybody knows, and now you have this expectation. And because you don't want to say anything, you'd rather be mad and not say anything. Now things are festering, and it goes somewhere. So that communication part is so important. Like Queen Eva said earlier, everyone is entitled to their feelings. Um, so when you do things, I feel this way. Queen Eva, that's not Queen Eva, if you did this thing, I'm mad at you because you did this thing. What it is, hey, Queen Edith, you did this thing and it made me feel this way. It's not that you did this thing. This thing happened and this is how I feel about it. But to expect someone to care about your feelings like you do, it's just not practical. You gotta be verbal, you gotta open your mouth. And you have to do it with respect. You have to communicate these things. So yeah. You had another one, Queen.
and that was the next point, that boundaries foster communication, foster
Mm-hmm.
trust, it fosters understanding in relationships.
Mm-hmm. It
Because
does.
once you see, you can't even have boundaries when you don't even know what you want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're testing the things. So how these things happen.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it takes time. It takes time. For some of us have gone a long way to get to this place. Okay, so don't get frustrated, too frustrated with yourself if you're not able to set proper boundaries and keep them. Okay, but learn along the way and learn to communicate,
Mm-hmm.
because you know how you're learning how things affect you
Mm-hmm.
and other aspects of your life. So it's important that as you learn, you're able to communicate with the people who need to know.
Mm-hmm.
So don't get frustrated. It takes time. One thing that boundaries also do is they allow us to love without losing ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
They allow us to love others without losing who we are. We can love each other. We can go out and have dinner. We can respect each other and have a healthy relationship. All of us feeling fulfilled. It's very possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's very possible. If someone coming into that circle, we will learn quickly that they are toxic or they're not. If they are toxic, we
Mm-hmm.
just make sure we stop that.
Mm-hmm.
So boundaries are really for people who know what they want and are able to communicate it in love and with respect.
Love it. You know what? I'll challenge you with this. It's even for what you don't want. A lot of times, like you said, sometimes we don't know what we want. I spoke with someone. If you make a list, this is what I want, and I've had people say, you know, well, I don't know what I want. I don't know. But what don't you want? I don't want to be stressed out all the time. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be broken. Um, I don't want to have to struggle. Just different things. I don't want toxic people in my life. So if you're saying I don't know whether or not I want Peter in my as a friend, well, I don't want toxic people as friends. I don't want, and how about this? Not as friends. I don't want toxic people in my life.
Around me.
So Peter fits into this toxic category. That's not what I want. Sometimes making that don't want list is going to be the key to saying, you know what? As a matter of fact, I don't want this. I don't want that. But I've been dealing with this. This is what I've been doing so long, dealing with so long, accepting so long. I don't want this. So, how do I get to what I want? Sometimes you got to work backwards in that thing. So, yeah,
In other words, knowing your non-negotiables.
there you go. There you go. I love it. I love it.
This
Yes.
is not negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Nope,
Mm-hmm.
nope, nope, nope.
Yep.
Nope. It's not a negotiable. I'm not dealing with this.
Mm-hmm.
This I can't deal with. It's a great place to start. Okay, so now you need to, even when you don't know what you want, but you know what you don't want, sometimes you also need to look at what is it that drains the energy out of me?
Mm-hmm.
No, this person, we talk to them, but they drain me. It's just this, I can't deal with her. Or when I behave this way,
Mm-hmm.
when I get angry and I say these things to these people, I feel I feel it bothers me so much. That's a way to know what your non-negotiables are. It's not what only what others do, but the things you do
Mm-hmm.
that make you feel uncomfortable, that make you regret.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had held my mouth
Mm-hmm.
in my anger. I wish I had walked away and waited for the proper time when emotions are not flaring to actually make my points across in a respectful way. So you see, you learn that and you set boundaries for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So when the environment is that environment that's making you angry and you know you're going to say something that you will regret,
Yep.
maybe you need to set yourself that boundary and know how to behave. Walk away, be quiet, whatever
Mm-hmm.
it is. So that's very, very important to boundaries. And also, Queen said, have clarity in your communication. Make sure that whoever you are talking to, you have an understanding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that's really important, um, especially in relationships where I think with married couples. I think that's very important to have boundaries outside of your marriage and you're clear with that because things happen, you know. So it's where, you know, even with female friends. So Edith and I are hanging out. I'm married, so but it's Queen Edith. So all because Queen Edith can hang out all night doesn't mean that I can hang out all night. All because it's just Queen. Her. Those kind of things, we don't think about those things in our marriages, how we have to be accountable in a different kind of way. So that's super important too. You can't just, it's a lot of times it's setting boundaries for other people in those kind of relationships, but setting boundaries, like you said, for yourself, can't always do that. Because like you said earlier, it does cause issues. Hold on, what does it say? Oh, it does cause issues. So be clear with that. And it makes it easier when you're dealing with decent people. No, excuse me. No, it's easier when you're dealing with decent people. It's easier to kind of move those boundaries along because you don't see anything wrong with it. But having that clear communication is going to be the key with that, especially in marriages, especially in serious relationships. I won't even say marriages, in committed relationships. I'll say that, so.
It's interesting you say that. And I'll say this to pastors, men and women in ministry who are pastoring churches. It is so important you set boundaries with your congregation. So because let's just say it's a male pastor, there's this female member who will call him in the middle of the night, 11 p.m., 10 p.m., and we can talk all the way for hours. It's different if it's one off time thing. We need to be careful about all these things. And as friends, let's just say Queen G, me and her husband are friends. Because of Queen G, I have a nice relationship with King Kevin. And I can call King Kevin at 10 p.m. and be on the phone with him for 3 hours. What are we talking about?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm beginning to disrespect and infiltrate her home, even if I'm not there physically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting into her husband's ears. In the same manner, even with Queen G herself, I know she has responsibilities. And I call her late at night and talk. Late, knowing. And she's so nice, she can tell me, Edith, my king needs me to do something. Because she feels like she wants to. Maybe I'm something is going on. But for
Mm-hmm.
2 hours, 3 hours, I'm on her phone. What is wrong with me?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't she tell me the queen? I get it, and I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. Anything. And then can we have this conversation? Can we finish this tomorrow? Can we meet up? How can I help? Tell me how I can help. And tomorrow we'll get together and see how best we can resolve this.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't she tell it to me?
Yep.
Our children, too. We need
Mm-hmm.
to set boundaries for children, the way they relate publicly and with our friends and other members of the family. I will say this here. My parents entertained a lot. And so there were people in our homes a lot, in our house a lot. And they had this friend who always sits me on his lap. Oh, it's just that friend. It's just that cousin. It's
Mm-hmm.
his family, she's family. Let's be careful. Teach our children. You don't sit on anybody's lap. When I was growing up, probably we say the girl doesn't sit on the man's lap, but now it doesn't matter. You don't sit on anybody's lap. When we have guests, go out of there, go play. Our
Mm-hmm.
guests are not your guests. We need to set these healthy boundaries to protect our children. I'm not going to go into details about how I was abused, and I didn't even know it. Maybe I realized maybe 15, 20 years ago that that was abuse. I didn't know that. The fact that I didn't know doesn't mean I wasn't abused.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to teach our children boundaries and tell our friends, oh, 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 come, sit on me. What? How are you doing? How is school? No, you can talk to them. They are not sitting on you.
Mm-hmm.
So boundaries are protective factors. You got to protect your children or every child and adults, vulnerable adults in your environment, in your around you.
This has been good conversation. I'm not even going to follow up. Not going to follow up because there was a lot of food for thought. Like I said, Queen is in training. She's not, and she is completing this race. Okay, the finish line is there for her therapy courses, and she has surely dropped some wisdom and knowledge like only she can. I am so grateful for the wisdom and insight that you've given here. It's so important to do this, and it when it comes to boundaries, it is it's an ongoing thing. You have to reevaluate and readjust, and correct. So that is something that's ongoing. That is all I can say. You've dropped so much wisdom and knowledge. I'm not even gonna. We'll be here for
Queen, there
forever
is more
class.
we can say. So saying no without being guilty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing my internship with in addiction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with addiction, and to be honest, addiction is teaching me life. I'm not saying it's taught me, it's teaching me, because every day I'm learning. It's who is around you, who is in your call log, who is even in your not emergency contact, but quick dial kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the people you were doing drugs with, or friends you're hanging out in bars. Okay, you've been doing it for years, and now you see how that affected you, and you want to go on a different path. Stay away from this thing. You can't say you are strong enough.
Mm-hmm.
You are never strong enough because familiarity is a strong weapon. I've had people say, I can't even afford to have one drink because I can't hold that. The moment I have one, I'm just going to have many. I can't stop.
Mm-hmm.
So saying no, I am so sorry, I do not drink anymore, and because I don't trust myself around alcohol, around these people, because this is what we've been doing all this time. I don't trust myself around it. So in order for me to be successful in this sobriety journey,
Mm-hmm.
I am I can't hang out with you. Respectfully, listen, we are made up differently. Our biological whatever is different, right? It may not affect you the way, but it did affect me in a ways that's impacting everything else in a negative manner. So I can't do this. I have a pool table in my house. Let's play pool if you want. No drinks. My house is dry. No drugs. Okay? You can still have that. But we need to learn to say no and not feel guilty about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for many of us, that's a problem. No to an employer who is pushing their boundaries with you. Now you constantly are struggling, figuring out you're leaving your children, young children. You are not taking better care of them. No, you are neglecting everything else for this person. No. They have to respect your boundaries. So when you go looking for a job, don't be afraid. I have children. I can't work from this time to this time. Or I can only work from this time to this time. So because I have to pick up my children from school at 5, at 4:30, at this. And so you know that you respect that. Be open. And actually you will be respected for it. Not somebody who is so desperate. They'll say yes, yes, yes to everything. And then when they get in, they begin to do other things. So we need to be open. We need to be truthful to
Mm-hmm.
ourselves. If it's not for you, it's not for you.
I love it. Again, I'm done. Take us out. I've set some boundaries today. I'm spending the day with my king, so I'm very excited. So I'm gonna let Queen Edith take us out. I just want to say I appreciate the conversation again. I appreciate all you all being here. We are so excited about our 150 mark on Facebook and growing. So one more thing, we're gonna start putting. I know King Sean asked about some Gaia videos, and I have not put any up in a while. So I'm gonna get some Gaia videos put up on Facebook. I'll also get them put up on YouTube for everybody that does not use Facebook, and it'll go under
Peak
the
wellness.
it'll go yeah, no, it'll go into the community section. I think that's what it is. It'll go into the community section in YouTube. So if you're looking on YouTube, what happened? Oh, Sean's so silly. If you go on YouTube and you're looking for the link, it's going to be in our community section in the Peak Wellness Hour on that page, okay? And then our Facebook page. So I will find a Gaia video to put up for this conversation, and we'll get some other stuff put up for you all. We are so grateful that you all were here with us. Queen, take us out. Pool,
Okay.
no. Queen, you got a pool table at your house?
What?
Sean asked about a pool. No, she said a pool table. I'm not
Oh,
dancing.
yeah, you heard pool table. Yeah, you did. Yeah. I don't have it. I'm just having a hypothetically.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, and communicating. That is so true. They are important. So, this is what I will say to you. I need you to think, whilst we're ending this, I want you to take the time and think about an area in your life where boundaries are blurry, they're not clear, or almost non existent with work, family, friendships. Okay, write down these boundaries in simple, make it simple, write them down. That I need to set a boundary in this area. Example, I will not answer work emails after 8 p.m. It's a boundary. Okay, that's so important. And I want you to share under under this video, sometime during the week today, whenever, share what areas are blurry and what you are doing to get clarity. So you'll be able to also not just set them, but communicate them in effectively so that your relationships will be better. Okay. How does setting boundaries help improve your emotional health? And have you struggled with guilt or fear in setting boundaries, or fear of losing friends, fear of losing a job, fear of whatever it is? How do you overcome that? I can put these there, thank you. How do you overcome those boundaries? Okay. One of the things you also want to have personal time, a time of reflection. And in that time, you don't answer phone. The boundary for your personal time is personal time. You're not watching TV. You're just sitting down and reflecting and having time to yourself. Reflection, meditation. Get to know Edith. I mean, Edith get to know Edith. Queen G get to know Queen G. Those moments are when we reflect on ourselves, spend time with self, and get to know each other, practicing the discipline of silence and self reflection. Some of us talk too much. We don't even like to spend time with our own selves. We struggle when we're alone. We have to have a boyfriend. We have to have a girlfriend. We have to have a man friend. We have to have a sister friend. We have to do something. We have to talk on the phone 24/7. When you're not at work, you're talking on the phone. You don't spend time to read. You don't spend time to improve yourself. You don't spend time to do anything. Set that 1 hour every other day for self. Sit with you and fall in love with you all over again. Get to know you so you'll be able to set the boundaries that you need for effective relationships. If you want your relationships to be better, this is key. Know you so you can effectively communicate. Well, we thank you for your time. We are getting to the end of the year. There are goals that have not been reached. There are things that have not been done. The things that need to be done. What will you do? Jump around with everyone at everything, watch reels all day, do nothing till the end of the year. If you continue to do the same things that you are doing now, you will get the same results. What do you need to change? What boundaries do you need to set? What people do you need to change your relationship with? How much lesser time do you have to spend talking, browsing social media without fruitfulness? If you keep doing what you keep doing, you get the same results. So know that boundaries also push you in the right direction. Thank you so much for Saturday. We look forward to seeing you next Saturday, which will be the first Saturday in October. And we have a whole lot lined up for you. We love you. We appreciate you. Peak Wellness Hour, your health, wholeness, every aspect of your life matters to us. That's why we take the time to bring you things that will be helpful to all of you. God bless you and have an amazing weekend. Thank you.
Thank you. Peace, love, and blessings.